When it's autumn, so you apply a berry lip and it's probably the messiest lip you've ever done in your life. Hello everybody, my name is Haley-Louise and welcome to my channel. So we are continuing with the paranormal stories theme this month of October. If you are enjoying these, please don't forget to press the subscribe button if you feel like it, and give us a good old thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Let's get into it. So I'm always one of these people that try and think of all of the logical explanations first before jumping to conclusions that bang, oh, it's a ghost, oh my goodness, that's a ghost, there's a breeze, must be a ghost. I'm going to tell you about the time that I grabbed the hand of something that was not human. In one of my older houses, I have said before that literally near enough every single house I've ever lived in has been haunted to some extent. This house was particularly bad. There was like loads of stuff used to happen. Emily was about 7 and I think I must have been about 11 or 12. Basically, Emily was little and she was a demonic child in herself anyway. She used to run around, she used to crawl about the floor, crawl about corners. I don't know where she thought she was going, trying to escape being in trouble. Always touching things that she shouldn't be touching, in places where she shouldn't be playing, and yeah, we used to be pretty rough with each other when we were younger as well, and we were play fighting and things. So lots of hair pulling, lots of poking, lots of punching, slapping, pushing, you know, the stuff little boys usually do. I came into the living room one day and our sofa was kind of like an old-fashioned sofa that's a wooden frame, so it just had kind of empty bits at the side. So it was like a wooden frame and then it just had like sponge seating in it. It was really strange. Came home one day from school and didn't seem like anyone was home, so I just leant out on the sofa and I had my head facing the furthest corner of the room, which didn't have any doors or windows or anything like that in. So literally like the sofa, here's the corner of the room, here's the sofa, and there was like a little gap and we had a little cabinet there. I remember lying there on the sofa and then all of a sudden feeling a hand grab me right at the top of my head and squeeze and pull my hair really, really tight. I could feel fingernails, so my instant reaction was to reach up the hand behind and grab hold of it. So I grabbed the hand that was holding onto my head around the wrist, so kind of like that. At this point, I have thought that it's my sister trying to freak me out, so I am screaming at her, I'm swearing at her, get off of me, and she would not let go, and the grip was getting tighter and tighter and tighter and like really hurting, like it was making my eyes water. And also I couldn't actually get up off of the sofa because my head was like pinned down onto like the arm of the sofa. Could not get up, so I am screaming my head off, and things like this don't occur to you at the time, but I had hold of her, or what I thought was my sister, by the hand, and I started, not very nice, but I started digging my nails into her wrist, simply because she was really, really hurting me. Like, it was really, really painful, and I was crying by this point because it was so painful. So I started to dig my nails into the top of the hand. I still had hold of the wrist, and I am really, really, you know, I'm really, really digging in. There is no noise of any sort. The only screaming that's happening is me. Well, usually if you do that to someone, there's going to be a reaction of some sort. There was nothing. The hand would just carry on, and it was squeezing tighter and tighter every time I did it. With that, my mum burst in from the garden because she had been out in the garden the whole time. She ran back into the living room, and as she ran into the living room, the hand kind of like shoved me forward. My mum was like, "Are you okay? Are you alright? What's happened? What's happened?" And I started screaming and saying, "Emily won't let go of my hair. She's in the corner. She's grabbing me, she's pulling me, it's really, really hurt." She, like, I think there was like indents of fingernails left in my head. Like it was like really, I was on the verge of bleeding. My mum's like looking at me like, are you what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I'm trying to explain to her like through tears, and then I've gotten angry. So now I've turned around to the corner where she obviously hadn't gotten out from, because the sofa went all the way down to the floor and she would have had to have passed me and my mum in order to get out of the room. So I've turned around and I've faced the corner to scream and shout at her, and then obviously I realised that no one's there. My mum stopped me and she said she's not here. She went to stay with her friend this morning, and I dropped her off when I dropped you to school earlier. And my mouth just dropped. I was like, well, who was grabbing me behind the sofa then? Obviously she didn't have an answer, but yeah, neither do I. Lots of very, very creepy stuff went down in that house. My mum had dreams about things. I had dreams about things that was like, felt really, really real. The neighbours next door used to hear crying through the walls. Like, that house was freaky as, but although I've seen loads of things and heard loads of stuff like that, I have never actually physically thought about touching something. And you don't think until afterwards, things like there was no reaction, where was the hand coming from? Because thinking about it now, you're like, would my sister fit in a corner this big? It's really, really strange. I have no idea what it means, because I've always thought that, you know, they're not like Casper. I don't know much about ghosts and corporeal form and all of that kind of stuff, but it did freak me out, the thought of it afterwards. Like, I've touched something, I've like dug my fingers into something that was not alive and that was not there. But, you know, I had the bleeding head and the chunk of hair missing to prove that it had happened. But yeah, that was a strange day. Very strange day. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far to the end, please feel free to press the subscribe button for more videos like this. And yeah, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Now, I would love to hear about some of your guys' paranormal experiences in the comments section down below. So yes, let's scare the bejesus out of each other and type our stories in the comments section. I would love to have a quick read. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.